Hi everybody, Sanbonani. Welcome to my channel. Please do make sure that you are subscribed to this channel and also do like the video. Listen, you guys, we're going to talk a lot about uThando Nesthembu because we have a new season. They're giving us double, triple the episodes per week. There's so much to talk about. Plus, the show, you guys, is loved so much. As a content creator, it just makes so much sense to talk about it. That is, if you are just excited as the viewers about the show. So if you don't like it though, I do have another channel where I do gossip stories. You can check out those videos as well, you guys. So listen, one viewer made a comment which I thought perfectly defined the or described this season, okay, especially the first and the second episode. And this comment was under my video on the live that I did discussing the first episode of season 8. And she said, I think it's Tirelo her name, but it's not the Tirelo, it's the Tirelo. She said that this episode felt like it was a reunion. And I was like, you know what? That's a definition I was looking for. Like, it describes it well to say ukuthi it felt like it was a reunion. In South Africa, we've had a few family reality shows, and when they are done, it's done. They don't do the reunions, and I think the reason that they don't do is because it's family shows with an ensemble of cast members, excuse me, that come from, different people that are not even related to each other. They shoot the show, they're done with the show, they go their separate ways. We watch the show. After watching the show, we react, they react to the show themselves, and then they react to our reaction, and then they do the reunion. So the reunion always makes sense when it's not a family show, because people go their separate ways. Now you want to know how they feel after they watch the show. Do they feel they need to apologize for something? Do they feel they need to clarify something? So with family reality shows, it does make a bit of sense that they don't do reunions. But I've seen American family shows do something called a tell all. For an example, Sister Wives, they would do a tell all. Okay. Mama June, okay, they would do a tell all where somebody sits down with the family now to just talk through the season, things that we didn't understand, things that were happening behind the scenes that we might not have been aware of as the viewers, the questions that the viewers have, someone that can challenge them in certain about certain things that they said on the show. And it's usually a very interesting sit down if you can find somebody that will be able to really ask questions that people want to know about. I do think that uThando Nesthembu has reached that point that we deserve a sit down. We do deserve a tell all. Okay. Number one, you guys, on the show, they do everything they can to not be together. They will shoot that scene here and there, the meetings or whatever. And I feel like if you have a like a tell all, you can actually have somebody sit with each of the cast members, and then they can sit all together. And then people can say things about the scenes right in front of the person that they were talking about on the scene. I think that will be so interesting if they did that. Okay. I think that if they are going to give us a season where the whole season is going to be them responding to what people are saying about the show and clarifying things. Eventually, we're going to be bored. I think I can take it for 1, 2 episodes, maybe the third episode. After the third episode, it's really going to be boring. The reality show is supposed to be about us watching you live your life. It's a reality show, not responding to our questions, what we're wondering about. Do the tell all so that you can do that for us. But you guys, I guess this is how they decided to do it. But I hope that it's not going to be the whole season of them trying to explain themselves. Also, I do think they need to give up on the idea that they might be able to control the narrative when it comes to the show, because they're never going to get us to think the way that they want us to think. Okay, number one, it's very strange and foreign for a lot of people to be in a polygamous marriage. Okay, a lot of people cannot understand or cannot make sense that there is a woman that can opt for that kind of a relationship. So it's already a concept that is very foreign to a lot of people, that are watching the show. They might love the show, they might like the drama on the show. Some people watch the show because they just hate the idea is temple so much. So they like to watch it to hate it. Okay. But I don't think that we're ever gonna reach a point where everybody understands and receives the show that they want, the way that they want us to receive the show. Nobody's gonna be like, oh my God, East Temple is a wonderful thing. Every woman must consider getting into East Temple because look at how happy these women are. We are never going to get to that point. So I do feel like in trying to make us think the way that they want us to think or receive the show, the way that they want us to receive the show, they are just going to waste a lot of time where they could be showing us their lives. How are you doing now? What are you up to as a family? Instead of just be addressing things. They were even talking about things that happened on Ingane's temple. That fight that took place between Ulwandle and Usne on Ingane's temple, because they're trying to address that on uThando Nesthembu. That is something that they can address on Ingane. That's the reason we have Ingane Nesthembu. Address that on Ingane Nesthembu. So I don't know, you guys. I hope it doesn't last long. It's still great to hear them comment on certain things, you guys, because of course, when we're gonna know who Tumakumalo was the neni in Scoop and all of the stuff, we wouldn't have known that. Also, that whole relationship Kamayeni, no Mangwabe and Makumalo, that whole situation being clarified, we wouldn't have had that if they didn't have this. But I feel like I hope they don't do too much of it because we do want to see what they are up to as a family without them just constantly trying to explain themselves to us in terms of how they live. Okay, listen, you guys. In episode 2, of course, Umselego is still doing that negative thing about Usne. Okay. I think, you guys, South Africa knows Usne is not a perfect person. I think South Africa knows Usne disappointed her parents, But the more that Umselego is doing it, this thing of trying to say but Usne, because even when he is addressing the issue, the fight, because I thought that he wanted us to understand that he doesn't agree with how Lwandle got angry. And I felt like that was important too, you guys, to know that that is not something that is acceptable in his household for Lwandle to be that heated and aggressive towards his sister. But at the end of the day, it was almost like he wanted us to understand the person that was wrong, the person that provoked the situation was Usne. I can't take it, you guys. I feel like no matter how bad your child is, it's not a good thing for your father to come and tell the world how bad you are, how you have disappointed him, how stupid and crazy you are, and it doesn't help anything. And I feel like at some point he just has to stop. We know Usne, and also now we're going to watch her on Ingane's temple, and she's going to disappoint us on the show. We're going to see her make the wrong decisions on the show. But as her father, there is no need for Umselego to constantly be telling us about how bad Sneh is. Okay, we get it now. Can you move on? Okay. So I hope that those two things, just Umselego trying to convince us about Usne being a bad person. We get it. You think she's disappointed that you don't like her children. We get it. Okay, we get that. And also on the part of them, addressing what has happened. Hey, listen, these guys, what time is it? I think it's like 11 at night or something. What has happened on the show, it's nice for them to address some things, but I hope we are not going to be seeing the whole season of them addressing things. We want to see them, do their normal life. Okay. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure that you join me tomorrow on a live that I will be doing in the morning, talking about what has happened in episode 2, because we do we did do a live where we talked about what happened in episode 1 in full, you guys. But any other thing that I didn't touch on, I will do individual videos. But thank you so much for watching this video. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section. Like the video before gonna share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers in Thanda. Cool.